welcome to Winnipeg in Manitoba. Hello there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sherifat and I live in Nova Scotia in Canada. Guess where I am? Yes, Winnipeg in Manitoba. So come with me and I show you my trip, my travel chronicles in Manitoba. I came in for a wedding ceremony in Manitoba. So we are here in Winnipeg and I thought to also use one stone to kill two birds. So aside from the wedding, we'll also be touring the city and the province and see what we can get to do in this province. So come with me. So let me mention that this trip was in July of 2022. That's about over 10 months ago. For those of you who saw my videos, my previous videos about our tour, our summer trip last year, so I've done the one that we went to Montreal, when we drove to Montreal, and then when we drove to Toronto. I showed that. So this is Winnipeg. I think I showed where we got to Winnipeg actually. So this is a continuation of Winnipeg. And I also showed the wedding we went for in Winnipeg already. So if you are yet to see any of those videos, the one to Montreal, the one we drove to Toronto, and when we flew to Winnipeg, and the wedding we had at Winnipeg, please check out the video. So this is a continuation of our summer trip. I know it's been a long time. It's over 10 months. And I've got loads of videos to show you guys. Summer trip for this year is almost loading, and I thought to quickly put up these videos from last year before this year's trip comes up. Anyway, so back to the trip. So this was us in Winnipeg. When we got to Winnipeg, like I told you before, we came for a family wedding. And that's that. So we got to Winnipeg, and then so this video is about what we got to do in Winnipeg aside the wedding. So I've already showed the wedding video already. So this is what we got to do in Winnipeg. So if you're looking to go to Winnipeg for a vacation, that's why I even thought to do this in case you have Winnipeg or Manitoba as on your bucket list to go. I thought to share my tips and just share the things we got to do in Winnipeg. Honestly, I didn't have a lot of things to do. But we were there for like 5 or 6 days. So I wouldn't be able to say, okay, I couldn't do so much because we had a limited time there, right? But the time we spent there, we tried to maximize it. Me, I'm a sucker for travel. Like, I love travel a lot. And I always plan for my travel. I don't just wake up and say, let me go and travel. I plan and I save towards my travel. So that's that. So this was us at the hotel when we got there. So we got there very early in the morning. So my kids' cousins, that's their father's side, came to pick us at the airport to his mom's place because the hotel was not open for us to check in at the time we got there. So we were there till afternoon. Then we came to the hotel to check in. So this is our hotel room. Just simple room, but we had a nice time there. That's their breakfast station. They had free breakfast, so I like that about the hotel. I'm the one that planned trip, like the hotel, the tourist attractions. I plan all of that, and alhamdulillah, it always goes well. So this place is called the mine. I think this is where they make money. What's it even called, Seth? I can't remember now, but they make money there, minting company. But we couldn't go there anyway. We just drove past and we saw it then. Then this was the day we got to Winnipeg. So myself, the kids, and their younger cousin, and my mom just took a stroll. The other grandma was tired, so she didn't go with us. So it was just me, the kids, and my mom that went, and we just thought. So we went to a place called the Forks. Forks, the Forks, and then we went to another place called, what's it called now? Yeah, Canadian Museum for Human Rights. So this was us walking down the street to go take a bus. I wanted to take a bus and see what their transit is like, and I'm glad I did. It's quite similar to Halifax. Actually, the buses, the system, the ticketing, and all of that is quite similar to what we have in Halifax, Nova Scotia. But I think they have bigger bus stops or bigger stations. And I think theirs is better computerized than ours in Halifax. For them, there's something I saw that was a bit different. I can't remember now. It's been a long time. It's been over 10 months. That's why it's not good to take a long time to edit videos. I've forgotten a lot about the trip, honestly. But I think it was slightly better than Halifax in terms of computerization, I would say. Besides that, the buses itself, everything is, let me see their bus stops quite like they look quite how will I say, bigger than the one we have in Halifax. I'll be honest, that's their bus ticket. And hey, I remember now. So what I was trying to remember was that their own bus ticket, you can scan it. You see the barcode, you can scan it. We don't have that in Halifax. So that's the Canadian Museum for Human Rights. We went there, and yeah, we just stroll really. That's the key. There's this place, so this all of this place is called the museum. Then when we walk down, we see the fork, we see the Winnipeg signage. So if you come here, you get to do like 3 different things like in the same vicinity. So that's that. And I would just say for me was more like just a tour and see the place, just interact with people, say hello to people, see their faces, see how they are, see if they are as nice as people in Nova Scotia. So me, the kids, and my mom, we just strolled. I think it was the day we got to Winnipeg, yes, because we got there very early in the morning actually. So we had like the whole day to do something. I didn't want to like just waste the day like that, so we all went out and I enjoyed it. At least we spent this day to do all of this. So for me, when I take a trip to a new place, I try my best to maximize the number of days I spend there. I try to do what I can, within the time I have to spend there. From my research, Manitoba has 1.3 million people in terms of population, and Winnipeg is about 750,000 people. And the next city to that, the second largest city, is Brandon, and they have 50,000 people. See the difference between the first and the second. So Winnipeg is like the main city in Manitoba. Unlike Nova Scotia, we have Halifax is the biggest city here, but we have about less than half of Nova Scotia population is what we have in Halifax. We have other people in other cities, right? So I find that Winnipeg is like the main city in Manitoba. Welcome to the Fox National Historic Site. So here I am at the Fox National Historic Center. I'll go around and see what they have here. All right, bye. Take care. Have a safe trip back. Thank you. You as well. Take care. Boys, let's go. Camera. So inside the Fox National Historic Center, there are a couple of things to do. There's a play area, there's a waterfall, there are a lot of things that you can do inside there. So me and the kids and my mom just stayed, played a bit, and that's pretty much what we got to do at the Fox.
Look at this, Mommy. Can I take a picture?
Sure. Picture? Okay. Off?
Yeah.
Okay. I should leave you?
Yeah, now I can swing.
Oh, okay, you can swing now. Okay.
Okay, and you can bring me to the other one.
Okay, I should carry to the other one. Like this?
Yeah.
Okay. The other one now?
Okay, let me swing.
You want to swing? Okay.
Okay, now that's enough.
That's enough?
Okay.
Okay.
Now, my kid. Now, bring to me second one. Bring me to the second one. Are you almost there?
You're almost there, yeah.
And like bring me to my other one. Other way is this one. Bring me to the other one. And bring me to the other one.
Yeah. Say it's going to be going to Say it's going to be going to You did a good job. Want to give me a high five? Good job, sweetie boo boo.
Can you do myself?
You cannot do it. Should she carry you?
Yeah.
I forgot to charge my phone before we left the house. So it went off. I had to use my mom's phone to record. So this particular part of this video is my mom's phone. That's why it's not as clear as mine. Mine is,
clearer than this, but at least I had something to use than nothing. Another thing that this video makes me grateful for is that my kids have grown more than this in just 10 months. Like, the difference right now is so obvious. Like, even the way Fiza talks is now, she talks better now. She's grown in just 10 months. Wow, how time flies. Anyways, that's their cousin as well. And another thing I love about this trip was my kids seeing their cousins, like from their father's side. It was really nice. The last saw in Nigeria, so them seeing again was something that I really, really liked. And that's pretty much what we got to do inside the Fox. And then we started to stroll out. It's quite it's very, very big. We didn't even get to tour all of the area. It was very, very big. By this time, I was already getting tired, like we were hungry, so we were just wrapping up to leave. There's this waterfall there too. We went there, and there's this bridge. I heard they just built it. People take a lot of pictures. They're like very nice. We didn't even get to walk down there. I didn't know that it was like a tourist place. It was later when we left. They told me that I've walked down there. That it's a nice place, but we didn't get to go there. Just from afar. That was that, and then we went. There's a museum that we didn't go into, so we just thought, okay, on our way out we'll just go inside. So we went into the museum. It was almost I think it was like around 4 or so, and they closed by 4:30 or 5 or thereabout. So we just let's just go and see what we can get to do there. And I'm happy we went there because we saw some things like history and things like that.
Yes, baby. Sure. Cool. Cool.
I don't know if you heard Nabi asked me to take a video of him doing that thing on the wall. My kids are my best travel buddies. We vibe on the same frequency, on similar frequency. Like, we are very adventurous. We like to go out. Same as my mom. Like, my mom can blend, can acclimatize to really anything. Is it food? Is it going out? Like, we vibe on similar frequencies. So they're my best travel buddies. I miss my mom, by the way. Anyway, so that's the museum. We got there late, so they didn't have tour, so you're able to go there and they'll give a guided tour of the place. But I mean, what we saw was enough for us, so we just left because we had about 30 minutes or so. So if you go there, you can go there earlier so you can have enough time to tour the place. And that's us on our way to the hotel. I think it was still the first day, so we did a lot on the first day or the second. I can't even remember now.
Swimming time.
For me, as a rule or as a condition, when I book hotels for vacation, I always try my best to book hotels that have indoor swimming pools, because in my opinion, I think it adds more to the vacation, because it's not every time you have money to go out. Sometimes you want to stay indoor and just have a nice swim time.
Wow, this one is really warm.
A hot tub, Mommy.
Oh my god.
It's a hot tub. That's right.
Yeah. I love this one.
We're in a hot tub, Mommy.
Yes, baby.
It's a hot tub.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hot tub. In a hot tub, and we're going swimming.
Yeah, we're going swimming.
Yeah, I've been bubble.
Yeah.
So we shuttled between the hotel and, my kid cousin's place. In fact, Nabi was there for the first few days. He was with his cousins, and likewise the other grandma too. So they were there. So it was just us in the hotel on this day. But they came later actually. But on this, the first few days, it was just us in the hotel, and then we shuttled between the hotel and the house. So we'll eat breakfast in the hotel. We'll go eat lunch and dinner, or or eat out. We're just like that, shuffling between two places. So that's how it was for us in Winnipeg. And yeah, we had a nice time in this hotel, I would say. I like the pool, the bath, the hot tub, and it was just nice. And their breakfast, they had nice breakfast. The kids loved the pool, and it was really, really nice. Yeah. Meanwhile, let me add that in Canada, one of the things that take up money for vacation is hotels. Hotels are quite pricey. Even in Nova Scotia, anywhere that I book hotel in 5 or 6 provinces, is always expensive. Is it Montreal? Is it Toronto? Is it Winnipeg? Is it New Brunswick? Is it Halifax? It's always expensive. Anyway, so we had to rent a car as well for mobility. So just the car be rented, to aid our movement around, and it served its purpose, I would say. If my memory serves me well, I think this was the second day in Manitoba, or the third day. I can't even remember now. It's been over 10 months. Anyway, so we went to another place, to a zoo actually. It's called Asiboinoin Zoo. I'll put on the screen. I can't even remember. I can't even pronounce the name. Anyways, we went to that zoo as well. This was us driving there. So before we went to the zoo, actually, we went to this African shop to get some things, I think, and they had varieties. Like I'd not seen this size of African store in Halifax. I would say it was really, really big. And I would like to note that in Winnipeg, I think they have a very large Nigerian community, and I think the reason is because Manitoba has this PNP that allows you to nominate your sibling, for example, your friend. So I think that helps them to build a very large community of Nigerians there. I saw a lot of Nigerians there, honestly. So I'm not surprised that they have this big size of African store. There we got a lot of like things I didn't see in Nigeria. I be in Halifax, for example. I saw this mini me chinchi that we used to eat in Nigeria then, and some other things like that. And so once we just bought some, I can't even remember what we even bought. I think we bought granola and some other things. I can't even remember. Anyway, we share bought and left and went to the zoo. So we got to the zoo. You have to payment to go to the zoo. There's an adult fee. There's a kids fee. I think it's about $20-something for adult and maybe $12 for kids or something like that. Yeah, 21 for adults and 12 for kids thereabouts. So we went in, got our tickets and went in. It was not very busy at the time we got there. We got there around afternoon stroke evening, so it was not very busy. We saw a bit of animals. For zoo, I'm very skeptical about going to the zoos because I've seen a couple of videos online about some animals escaping, attacking people. So I'm always very wary of going to the zoo. But it's always a good place to learn about animals, actually. I like to go there because of that. I get to learn a lot about animals because these animals, you don't see them on a regular basis. Like they're very unique, kind of animals that you see at the zoo. And this particular zoo had like different animals that I'd not seen or even heard about before. So that I just went, but it was a bit tiring for me. Manitoba is hot. Winnipeg is hot. Like it was summer. It was in July. I don't know if I'd even in Nigeria. I can't. Maybe it's a long time. Yeah, it's been almost 7 years now. But I don't think I've been that hot even in Nigeria. Like the sun was burning. Like it was bad. So that stressed me out. Like I was just tired. I was just like done. By the time we got there, I was done because of the weather. I mean, I didn't go alone, so I have to like stick around with them and not allow our money to waste. Like another thing that takes up money on vacation in Canada is the tours. So one is hotels and then two tours is expensive. Like this trip, I don't even. In fact, it's expensive to take a trip even within Canada. Flights is expensive. Sometimes the money you pay to America can be lesser than what we pay to a city in Canada. And it's because, it's far, I understand. So hotels, flights, and tours are expensive in Canada. So if you want to travel within Canada, you have to like plan and budget. I enjoyed the part where we're indoor. So there's a part of the zoo that is indoor. We saw some indoor animals that couldn't withstand the sun. So I was so happy when we got there because they had AC inside. I was so happy. Anyway, we came out and saw that aircraft, and luckily for us, we saw this tram, like this shuttle that was going back to the entrance because it was like it's quite big. So the time you spend walking is quite a lot. So I'm also happy when we saw this lady or these people. I said, we could up in, so they could take us back to the gates because they were like closing. So they were like going around the zoo to see if people were still around and things like that. So we just opted in, and this saved us from walking under the sun. I enjoyed the ride. The kids enjoyed the ride. So me and the girls and the boys and my mom are behind the other one there. And that's about the zoo. And the next day was the wedding. It was nice. I have a video about the wedding that's more detailed. So just like a summary, like a snippet of wedding. So if you'd like to see the wedding that we went for in Winnipeg, Manitoba, please check out my YouTube channel. I think I had it up about, is it that 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 months ago? I can't even remember. But about 7 or 8 months ago. Yeah, it's been that long. The wedding took place in July of 2022. I think I had it up a month or two after the wedding. So if you like to see what a wedding looks like in Canada, like a Nigerian wedding, go check it out. I was a Nigerian Jamaican wedding. The wife is Jamaican, and it was nice. I had a nice time. It was my first time attending an Owambe wedding in Canada, so it felt good. Like I enjoyed myself. It felt like a piece of Lagos came to Canada. And I saw somebody that I know came to meet me, like, hi, I know you, I follow you on Instagram. Like, oh, thank you. And meanwhile, he's like a very good follower of mine, like a comment. He engages on my post a lot. It was nice to see him in person. He lives in Winnipeg. Shout out to you. Thanks for coming by to say hello. I really appreciate it. And that was how the wedding went, and that's that. And we had, I think, a day more to stay in Winnipeg for. And a day after the wedding, we went out to see a friend of mine. I've known this person for well over 2 decades, like well over 20 years, if I'm not mistaken. I used to be a member of Junior Chamber International. I was in JC. I was in JC for a number of years. I was even like a secretary at a point in my LUM, like my chapter. So I knew him since then. His name is Tony. He was in Winnipeg as well. So he had us over to his house to come meet his family. I'd not seen him in like years. I last saw him in Nigeria. So it was good to see him again, Tony. And I also met his wife in person and his 3 kids. My family also met his. We had a nice time. Shout out to you, Tony and Ejoma. Thanks for being great host and hostess. It was really, really nice, seeing you guys. And they hosted us, we ate, we gisted. We spent like a couple of hours there. We planned to stay like maybe like 2 or 3 hours, but we spent well over that in their house. It was so, fun. I had a nice time there. Even the kids had a nice time as well. And then on our way back to the hotel, we branched University of Manitoba to do a tour. So I did 2 tours. I did tours in 2 schools in Manitoba, both in Winnipeg. So the University of Manitoba was one. I just branched and did a tour there. If you want to see a video that I did, you can check my channel and you'll see a video about University of Manitoba. On this day, we went to the pool again. So this day, Nabil had come to the hotel. I told you that it was not in the hotel that day I showed you when we were in the pool. It was at the cousin's place. So this time, his cousin and him came to the hotel to stay with us in the hotel. So we went for a swim as well. And it was really, really fun. We had the race in the water. It was really, really nice. I think this was the second to the last day. So we had to leave the next day. So it was like a day that we had. And then the next day, we had to leave for Toronto. So that's about, that's what we got to do in Winnipeg. It was fun. I mean, for one, it was good to see, my kids' cousins, his mom, his brother. It was really, really nice. The kids also enjoyed it. We had a nice time, and that's pretty much it. I really, really enjoyed this hotel, even though it wasn't like a 5-star hotel. But it was quite, it was really nice. I like the amenities. I mean, it served the purpose. That's me swimming. And that's pretty much what we got to do. And then the next day we went to see the new couple, and then I went to another university as well, so get to see that. You remember earlier I was saying that I like to book hotels with indoor pools. The reason is because it's not every day you have the energy to go out. Like the day you went to the zoo, I was tired. The next day I went to just rest. So on such days, you just go to the pool. You will have a relaxing moment. So that's why I always tried my best to look out for hotels with swimming pools, because for me it's like something you can also look forward to with the kids, bonding time and things like that. We had the race in the water. It was really, really nice. So this day was our last day in Winnipeg, Manitoba. We went to return the car we rented. We still had a couple of hours before we go to the airport to pick our flight. So we went to see the new couple, and she made us this tasty oxtail stew with rice and plantain. I enjoyed this meal very much. Our new wife. Our young. All the best. Hope to see you. Come to our movies too. I will. Turn Canada. Don't just stay in Winnipeg. Turn. Only one life.
So they did for the shoes.
Your shoes are over there.
Only live once.
Yeah. So.
Thank you. Bye, darling. Take.
And before we left the airport, we still had a couple of hours. So I went to University of Winnipeg to do a tour of the school. So if you'd like to see the video that I made, it's on my channel. Just look it up and you see it. Just to know about the school and all of that. And then we went to the airport. Once I was done there, this day was exhausting. I'd never been this stressed traveling in my life. The lines were long. Checking was tiring. It took forever. Our flight was delayed. Last year was something like it was serious. Like it's like you miss a flight or you lose your luggage. Thankfully we didn't lose our luggage, but we had the delayed flights. To the glory of God, we landed in Toronto safely. So I'll continue from Toronto. I'll tell you what we got to do in Toronto, and we also drove to New York in the US. I'll show you all of that. So this is about Winnipeg, Manitoba. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please comment, like, share if you feel the need to. I'd really appreciate it. And I'll see you in my next video. Take care of yourself and be good. Bye. Let me do a room tour.